and perhaps also walking in dangerous territory. Magnus, just the queen and the king combination. He does it over and over again. A centralized queen activating the king, pressures on Vincent. It would be incredible to watch him hold this one.
That king has been on such a journey just to move 1 or 2 squares down the board in essence, but he is moving ever closer to getting into the fight.
But that time pressure's gotten very real for both players there. You see the uncomfortable shifting in their seats because this is nervous stuff here.
Oh, whoa, no! Is that it? Is that the landmine check?
That's the landmine check if he finds it, but is it king e3? I think it's king e3 to run that way, not c3.
Oh,
Magnus sees it. Yeah, we were right. The engine agrees.
Paradoxically, the only move to save Vincent a couple of moves ago was to trade queens. But that's so difficult. So difficult when the black king was so active. That's what Magnus does. He pushes you into only move territory, and look how the white queen now totally frozen, cutting off the black king's further advance. But now the black pawn is coming to create a checkmating net around the white king, and yeah, any queen trades now are terminal.
It's crazy. Nobody would have faulted either of these players if they had found their way to a draw, you know, some 20 moves ago based on the position, and yet the fight from each of them refusing to let it go to half a point apiece. But this is the situation you end up in. Now somebody is going to come out the loser on the end of that trade, and it's looking like it will be Vincent Keymer who falls down to Magnus Carlsen.
It's not totally over yet. Magnus can also blunder given he doesn't have a lot of time, and queens are very good at finding perpetuals, check forever. But yeah, no, this is completely turned around, and Magnus is saying, hey, may not be afraid of me, kid, but this is what I've been doing for 20 years.
And how incredibly beautiful it's been to watch Magnus combine the king, the queen, with that c-pawn moving forward. Just all the forces slowly and steadily, tricking Vincent into this position. This has been the unfolding of a vintage Magnus Carlsen masterpiece in a queen-pawn endgame.
Vintage Magnus, completely agree. And yeah, I think it's actually about to get real simple here. Here he goes. H2 is falling, G3 is next, and it's not enough for Vincent.
Yeah, you can just take the pawn. The white queen can come back and give one check, but the black king will step forward. You can go no more checks because the other pawn will drop. And yeah, that's the one thing you can't do against Magnus. Give him an equal endgame where he can slowly improve, where he can test you, push you to the brink. And half a point is going to be vital, by the way, in this round robin stage. Yeah. Yes, it's 7 games, but this could be so decisive come the end.
He lures you into that endgame, lulls you into a false sense of security. Yeah. As simple moves are being made, and then you step on that landmine, and it all blows up in an instant.
It's simple now. He's already done all the hard work.
He looks devastated, Vincent Keymer.
Yeah, now he'll play queen f3 if you check again. I wouldn't be surprised if we see resignation.
Yeah, and you can see it on him. And this reminds me of Vidit Gujrati's story from the previous tournament, right? A draw position. You're holding it for 100 moves, and then Magnus does Magnus things, and you lose that. And that really is one of the most painful experiences.
Yeah, no, that's a great callback to Paris, where time and time again we saw Vidit, midway through a round in very solid position, even winning positions at times, and it ended up slipping away to what ended up being a disappointing tournament finish for him. Of course, this is just round 1, but remember, all these players are fighting for a top 4 position within their group by the end of the day today. So you want to be kicking things off on the right foot at the very least with a draw. And now Vincent Keymer will likely find himself at the bottom of his group coming out of the first round of play.
Yeah, we can see the heart rates there. Vincent's heart rate's pretty high at 124. Magnus much lower, much more chilled now. And yeah, this is just what he does. He's been doing it for so many years now, Magnus Carlsen, since he was a kid. And wow, great start to the tournament for him, but he did it the hard way. I can't believe White started this endgame, this queen endgame, a pawn up, and this is the final result.
Talk about a turnaround, right? You started the game up a pawn, and now you're down 2 pawns. This is what Magnus Carlsen does. As commentators, we've been watching him as friends. David, you've been watching him do this probably in a lot of sessions that aren't even on camera, late night blitz, and then sessions that are, and like he like you said, he lulls you to sleep, waits for you to step on a landmine, and then pounces.
There it is. Everyone countless times, and Magnus takes the win. Vincent had to resign there. Tough result for him.
Yeah, very, very tough start to the day here for Vincent Keymer. And what could have been a win, a draw, ultimately ends in a loss. But Magnus Carlsen starts out hot with a full point to his name. There's one more board in play. That sports 2 of our newcomers in Sam Sevian and Ray Robson. They find themselves in a very interesting endgame from the perspective of rook versus bishop, 2 pawns to 1 pawn, something that will likely be a draw, but I'm always scared now to say something will be likely to be a draw given what